need to prepare yourselves. Barry, you're home.
I made you a new suit. May I take it for a spin? Flash is back.
What's going on, guys? This is Kid Flash here and welcome back to another video on The Flash Season 4. And oh my god, that trailer from last night was freaking awesome. I'd say a solid 8 out of 10. I really enjoyed it. But this isn't going to be what like everybody else is doing, so to speak. This is going to be more of a theory and breakdown of Barry in Season 4. So basically, as we saw from the trailer, he is very different from like seasons 1 through 3. He has a beard now, and from one of the shots it looked like he was emo Barry from 2024. So maybe I have a feeling that the Speed Force has changed him in a way going between the seasons, because if you guys didn't know, time passes differently in the Speed Force. So what is actually 5 months on our Earth could be years for Barry. And if you think about it, in one of the synopsis breakdowns for Season 4, they said that Team Flash had to rescue Barry from his own personal hell. So think about that, he's had to relive the worst moments of his life over and over and over again for God knows how long. Think of what that could do to a person. So that look he has in the trailer, it's understandable. Like, he's been through so much in the space of what, 5 months for us. So also, I also think that he could be suffering from PTSD after what happened with Savitar in Season 3, having to watch Iris die, and then possibly something that the Speed Force has done to him. So if you didn't know, like, they made it out like he wasn't going into the Speed Force prison. I don't think he did go into the Speed Force prison, but I think he went, and when he went in, it wasn't what he thought he was gonna see. Basically, like, if you guys notice, he went in all happy willingly at the end of Season 3, like he was gonna have like a good time, or he was getting redemption for himself. But I have a feeling that the Speed Force wasn't exactly his best friend when he was in there, because if you guys didn't notice, in Season 3 the Speed Force wasn't his biggest fan. So him going in there and trying to atone for what he has done could mean that the Speed Force has maybe punished him in a way for changing the timeline and making an alternate reality. So that could be another attribute to him having PTSD. Plus, there was that one shot in the trailer where he was led down, and he was just looking up. It was almost like in Season 3 when they pulled out the piece of Savitar's armor from him, and he just had that look on his face, like he was disappointed, he was like depressed. He could be disappointed in himself for something that he did in the Speed Force. Maybe he did something wrong. Or maybe he had like encounters with other speedsters, because we have only seen a certain portion of the Speed Force. The Speed Force is infinite. There could be so many other speedsters in there that we don't know of. So for example, there's Max Mercury, who is in the comics has been trapped in the Speed Force. He could have been in there. There could be another version of Wally West. I doubt that. There could be a version of Hot Pursuit. The Black Flash obviously is in there. Alternate versions of the Reverse Flash from other timelines. Alternate versions of Zoom. There could be a whole like gallery of speedsters in there, which he has had to deal with over and over and over again, if you think about it, throughout his time in the Speed Force. So it's not like he's been in there just alone. There are other people in the Speed Force, and then he would have had the Speed Force talking to him like every single day, probably telling him how he failed. So, or not how he failed, but how he, like, what he did wrong, and the fact that he shouldn't be able to play God, and then what the Speed Force is going to be even more angry with him because they need a speedster in the Speed Force prison in order for it to stay stable. And not only did he break out Wally in the Into the Speed Force episode, but he also broke out Jay. Well, it was technically Savitar and Cisco who broke out Jay, but then if you think about it, Savitar is Barry. So technically Barry also broke out Jay from the Speed Force. So not only has he helped speedsters escape the Speed Force, which I'm sure the Speed Force doesn't like, he's also changed the timeline, which caused a whole lot of repercussions. So yeah, I don't think his time in the Speed Force was as nice as we all think it might have been to begin with. Especially going from, like I said, the synopsis, him saving him from his own personal hell. So yeah, overall I think in Season 4, Barry Allen is not going to be the same person we've seen through Seasons 1 through 3. He is going to be a new person, like the title implies, The Flash Reborn. He's gonna be reborn as a person. Like, I still have a feeling, say like half of the season goes by, he'll be like getting to know the team a bit, reintegrating, but I don't think he will be the same person that he was in Seasons 1 through 3 ever again. For example, like, he was all happy and stuff in Season 1. Maybe that might happen in like Season 4B, but I have a feeling that the tone for the first half of the season could be, or at least until the crossover, could be a bit let down, him getting used to being in the team again. And that's going to be interesting to see, honestly. I can't wait to see that. Also, did you guys notice that Barry, he didn't really seem to want to be around anybody in the trailer? Like, even when Iris walked into the room, he was still emotionless. Like, he didn't like care as much, or he didn't recognize her as much. Maybe the Speed Force changed him in a way that he doesn't like feel emotions as much now, or maybe he's just broken. It broke him, and they need to repair him. That could be what Season 4A is about. Like, Barry finding himself again. Like, obviously he found himself in the Speed Force. He's more mature, but then bringing back so he can like reintegrate into Team Flash as well. Like, they need to explore that as well. But anyway, that was my video on Barry Allen in The Flash Season 4. If you guys enjoyed this video, please do hit that like button. As you know, support is very much appreciated, and subscribe if you're new. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.